Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or good evening, depending on which side of the water you're on, and welcome again to the second instalment here from Chicago Gaelic Park on this blustery, very unseasonably cold Sunday afternoon here on the south side of Chicago. It's in the mid-50s, which is very unusually cold for this time of the year over here, so I'm sure it'll be conditions that some of these lads would be well used to playing in, but just one of those days, I suppose, that we get from time to time. And looking at the games earlier on today at home, very exciting, two Munster clashes. Munster final ending up in a 1-point win, of course, for Limerick after a great performance, second half performance by them, and a really great occasion. What do you think, Nicholas?
Absolutely, yeah. We're just out of Facebook jail from last week, so we're just... It's our first few words.
Well, I don't think it'll be your last journey to Facebook jail.
No, it was unbelievable 2 games today, actually. Great product of hurling. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll let you back to the commentary there, John.
Great performance by four very, very good teams. And Galway will be crestfallen, of course, after losing out in the last kick of the game or last puck of the game to a goal from Kilkenny. But anyway,
it was a sucker punch, all right.
Sucker punch is right, but anyway, they'll live to fight another day, I'm sure. And we have the Parnells and the McBrides. Sorry, the Parnells and the McBrides, playing here in the senior championship match. And we already have a score for the Parnells, who are on the attack in the red jerseys. That's a high ball, and it's dropped in, and it's into the goalkeeper's hands. Paul Higgins deals with it, and he gets it out to TJ Byrne. TJ, who played very well last week in the half-back line there for the McBrides. He gives it off to his number 9, Owen McCaig. Owen now looks around him and gives it back again to JP. JP looks and sees his full-back, Dylan Reynolds, coming forward at pace. Takes it, looks around, looks for someone to give it to. James Dordan makes himself available out this side of the field. He's been marshalled there by Tom Close. Tom tries to get a hand on him, but the ball is given in towards the corner forward there for the McBrides. That's a hefty challenge there on Harry Ladd, the bookie I was calling him last week. But Parnell's turned the ball over, and away they come with it now. Joseph Gardner, Joe Gardner with it, around the middle of the field. Gives it back to his centre-back, Martin Kerr. Martin off to the number 10, Jason Matthews, and Jason gives it across to Conor Garrity. Conor now settles it down, slows up the pace a bit, gives it off to Ross Marley. The number 2, Ross, then surveys in front of him, looking for a bit of room and a bit of space, gives a nice ball in, gives his corner forward every chance to get his hands on it, but there's a foul there, and there's going to be a free in, and Stephen O'Connor was fouled there, and it's going to be the number 13, Michael Conroy from Tyrone, with the blonde hair, that's going to kick it. I think he had a good game last week, Nicky, this lad.
Yes, he's a pretty good player in fairness to him.
Yeah, seems to be in good shape, no more than myself and yourself. A real gym fanatic.
Exactly.
That's a lovely sweet kick.
Horan
Trasnon, as Micheál Murrahurtig would say. Straight over the black spot, lovely curl on it. 2 points to no score then to the Parnells from the south side here, playing the McBrides from the north side. So promises to be a very exciting game. Ball is kicked out, goes out there, and it's picked up in the middle of the field by the McBrides there, and gives it off to James Dordan. James now takes a solo and gives a lovely pass into the path of Owen McCaig. Owen McCaig over the far side of the field. James Dordan wants it back. James gets it back. He's got it onto his left foot. Lovely left-footed shot, and that's over the bar. Over the bar.
Score.
That's good score is right from the number 8, James Dordan.
Today's games are sponsored by Guinness, and we're like the ancient mariner here with this water everywhere, but we have no Guinness to drink.
Unfortunately. I think that could be a good thing, Nicholas, after overindulging last week. We're going from hero to zero. Anyway.
Guinness 0-0 would have been the perfect...
That would have been the good choice. Anyway, The Parnells turn it over once again, but the McBrides manage to win it back. And it's a foul there on Owen McCaig in the middle of the field. And Conor Calvey, the Mayo man, commits the foul. Free quickly taken, and it ends up back again with Owen McCaig. Owen McCaig getting a lovely little ball in, and that's picked up there by Martin Kaur. Martin now turns, tries to get back onto his right foot. He gives it off to the number 10, Jason Matthews. Jason onto the left foot, and that's a lovely score from Jason Matthews. Nice score off his left there. Got it out wide and stuck it straight over the bar. So Jason and Mullinyock, the man, former Longford champions, Mel Dermody country, and Martin Delaney not too happy with something there after the ball was kicked, so the ball is going to be taken from where the ball landed, and now there's a hand in from the cornerback from Dylan Reynolds there, got his hand in, and the ref is going to go have a word with him, I think, and it's going to be a pretty simple tap over free here to give the Parnells another 1 point lead. 2 points apiece at the moment after about 5 or 6 minutes of this senior championship clash here in Gaelic Park in Chicago. Small crowd today, Nicky, not surprising.
Well, in fairness, I was in Salt Hill 3 weeks ago, and I think the weather was it's worse here today than it was in Salt Hill for the Galway Tyrone game. It hasn't the rain, but it's freezing, there's wind blowing, and it's pretty chilly, so especially when we've been having the heat for the last few months too.
Yeah, very true.
A day like this is like a day in the middle of February or something.
Very hard to acclimatise to it. Number 10 over there gets a lovely score. Jason Matthews once again over there on the far side for the McBrides. Beautiful score. That's a great catcher on the middle of the field from TJ Byrne. TJ, this stalwart for the McBrides. He's been playing with them for a good few years now. Over to Mike Kelly, another evergreen Mike Kelly. He's been a great man. Here comes a lovely attack though for the McBrides. In on goal here. Surely it's in the back of the net. Yes! Into the back of the net from Andy McGowan. Andy McGowan from Kilmacud Crokes in Dublin. Finishes at the back of the Parnell's net. Parnell's cut wide open there.
That was an absolute excellent play there, in fairness.
Great play indeed. And quick free taken. Tom Close gets it. Tom from down gives a long ball in towards Michael Conroy, but it's well read there. Martin Kerr with it. Gives it dodgy enough ball. And there's going to be a free out there. Ross Marley is fouled. The McBride's cornerback. Gives it quickly down the field to Jason Matthews. Jason from Longford. Been impressive so far. Been full of running. Looking for an option there. Gives it off to Owen McCaig. Owen McCaig now. Gives it back to Jason Matthews. Jason gives it back to Martin Kerr. Martin gives it off. Owen McCaig. Playing it short around the middle of the field. Dangerous sort of tactics, but anyways. Gets it back to the man in space, Jason Matthews. And finally, Ross Marley gets the ball in acres of room over the far side of the field and decides to take a saunter forward with the ball. Looks to his left. Gives it off to Andy McGowan. Andy now the number 5. He's full of running. Gives it off. Conor Garrity shows well for the ball. Gets it back. Eventually it comes all the way back to Michael Kelly. Michael now leaves it off to his midfield man. And Ross Marley gets the hand on the ball back to Mike Kelly once again. Big Mike all the way from Mayo. Jason Matthews once again involved. And probing, looking for room in this Parnell's defence, and finally they seem to get a few yards of space, and there's a foul in there by the number 9, Andrew Monaghan. Look to come away with it, but there's a free adjudged against Stephen O'Connor in there, and helps the McBride lad up, taps him on the back and says sorry about that. So it's a free out to the McBrides, and that's a high tackle, and that's going to be a free back, and the ref is going to have a word there with I think it's oh no it's not, it's Oisin Hughes, their man is going to get a word in the ear from Martin Delaney, and the McBrides come away with it. Andy McGowan from Dublin gives it out to Ross Marley. Ross is held, and Killian Heaney from Mayo says, what did I do wrong? Well, Anyway, on we go with it. JP Byrne with it. On to Owen McCaig. Almost had it. And he would have been in on goal, but the Parnell's defence snaps shut. And they clear it. Andrew Monaghan. Andrew now gives it back to his centre back, Conor Calvey. Conor now looks up. The Mayo man crosses the halfway line. Gives a nice pass. And it's fumbled there by Andrew Monaghan. But Andrew recovers it and he gives it off to Tom Close. Tom Close trying to work it onto his left foot. Takes a few steps, lucky to get away with that one, but he puts it straight over the bar. Good score from Tom Close, the down man. Good game of football, Nicky, so far.
Absolutely, it's wide open at the moment, yeah.
I see the Banish store down here in front of us, John Shrek Cunningham. And
I want to congratulate him on his win, and he was goalkeeper for the Parnells, the intermediates in the last game, so the second last game. So congratulations to Shrek on that.
Yeah, well done to Shrek. Still playing at the ripe old age of 40 something, and I see his sidekick down there on the sideline as the ball goes in, and that's a lovely score.
Legendary Francie Brady.
Yeah, the legendary Francie Brady. A lovely score there from the McBride's half forward, number 10, Jason Matthews, the Longford man off his left. That's his second score, I think, in the game. Beautiful score from an awkward angle, but yeah, Francie Brady, Kevin Brady from Ballantubber and Mayo on the coaching staff this year of the Parnells after taking a year out. One of the best known faces in GA circles here in Chicago.
One of the most eligible bachelors in Chicago.
That's for sure. Yeah, he's even more eligible than myself. And that's saying something.
He's as useless as yourself.
Anyway, line ball. Enough sexual innuendo. Line ball taken, and and it comes out to James Dorn. James now shows really well for the ball around the middle of the field. He's been involved in an awful lot of good things for the McBrides, and there's a free down there to the McBrides, and it's Patrick Brooks, the down man, adjudged to have fouled his man, and it's going to be a free in. He fouled the bookie, Harry Ladd with the orange boots. So it's going to be a free into the McBrides, and it's Mike Kelly from Mayo that's going to take it. Number 13 on his back. Out 35 yards out, takes it quickly. Gives it to James Dorn. James tries a little pop shot, and that one has gone straight in and over the bar. That's a nicely worked score. Mike Kelly didn't fancy it from 35 or 40 yards out, I suppose, into the wind.
The wind has a big say here today, I'd say. But
yeah, it seems to be blowing.
Strong.
There's a good breeze out there. It's blowing right across the field, probably favouring the Parnells in the first half. In fact, definitely favouring the Parnells in the first half. A bit of pulling and dragging going on there. And he meant this is a great ball in towards Michael Conroy. Conroy's in on goal here, surely. Left foot, back of the net.
That's a great finish.
Great finish by Michael Conroy, the Tyrone man. Oh, but beautiful ball in, Nicky, though, by Tom Close.
Well, he's a Roscommon name there. You sure you're not claiming him now after?
Yeah, we'll claim anything and anyone. Doesn't matter. Could be man, woman, beige. It doesn't care. We'll find a Roscommon jersey to fit them if they can kick a ball at all. But that was a beautiful ball in and found Michael Conroy. He had snuck in behind the defender and made no mistake. Lovely low finish to the goalkeeper's left hand, our right side. So ties the scores up. 1 goal and 5 points apiece. Very exciting. High quality first half so far. There's been no quarter rest. It's lively and it's tough but fair. Here comes the McBrides once again. Out this side of the field, Ross Marley. He takes on Killian Heaney, trying to get the better, but Killian he's sticky. And Martin Delaney said that's a free down to the McBrides. So Owen McCaig takes it short to Jason Matthews. Jason now gives a lovely ball back to James Dordan. James Dordan bearing down towards goal, and he takes it onto his right and he clips it over the bar. That was well worked. They seem to, when they run hard at the centre of that Parnell's defence, Nicky, they seem to be getting quite a bit of joy.
Absolutely, yeah. We need that Calvey there needs to wake up there at centre. He's a good bouncer, but I don't know whether he's good at
good football, a good centre back. I'll let you tell him that. Anyway, Mike Kelly gets the ball. Here comes the McBrides once again on the attack, and that's another lovely score from Harry Ladd, the number 12. Lovely score there off his left foot. Very, very quick to pounce on that poor kick out from Tommy Scahill from Mayo. Just didn't get the placement right on that one and they were punished. Better kick out this time now. And over the far side, Andy McGowan battling away there with Conor Calvey. Conor though has the ball coming forward with the long locks outside of the right foot, looking for Michael Conroy once again, but there's no support there. There's 3-4 McBride's boys making sure that he's not going to get any change out of that defence, and the McBrides come away with it. And James Dordan now, far side, takes on his man and beats him, and Stephen O'Connor is adjudged to have fouled him, so it's a free down to the McBrides then. And TJ Byrne, I think, is going to take it and gives it across to Dylan Reynolds, who gives it to Conor Garrity. Conor now with it, and Andy McGowan back once again to James Dordan, who's played really well so far in this first half. Martin Kerr with it now. Martin beats his man. There's a free man on this side here, Owen McCaig. Owen, the left foot on the outside of it. Not tonight, Josephine, unfortunately. The score remains 1-7 to 1-5. 2-point lead for the McBrides. And once again, quick kick out taken by Tommy Scahill. And they get the Parnells moving once again. Patrick Brooks over the far side of the field gets it and gives it off to Stephen O'Connor. Stephen from Westmeath. Good few Westmeath lads out here this year. And he in turn gives it on to Andrew Monaghan, another Westmeath man. On to the 15, Jordan McMahon. Jordan now runs into trouble there. And Martin Corr robs him and helped out by Dylan Reynolds, the fullback. Dylan turning and twisting right down in the corner. Michael Conroy and Kevin Brady reckons that the ball was out. I don't know what sort
Might
of...
have the bifocals on him too.
Yeah, I think Kevin, I think you have the wrong glasses on there. I don't know what line you were looking at, but the referee, Martin Delaney, I don't know, did he give that for over carrying? It certainly wasn't a line ball anyway. Maybe it's for over carrying.
It was just Brady's influence on the sideline there. He did a Brian Cody on it there.
I think so, yeah. The
overturning
Glaire.
the decision, yeah.
The Glaire, the Kevin Glaire. Anyway, Michael Conroy with that sweet left foot, but it's gone to the near side of the right hand upright and it's gone just wide. Hard luck there on Michael Conroy. He's been a thorn in the side for the Parnells, for the McBride's defence. But
The linesman there, Patrick Levy, looks like he's walking up Crow Patrick there with the stick
yeah,
out in the middle of the field.
he does. He does. God help him. He must have been out late last night, poor old Patrick. He was to come working with me yesterday, but
Yeah, well,
the two of us failed to show. Anyway, on we go. And the Parnells failed to keep it in play. And it was Conor Calvey.
I told him yesterday morning you weren't showing not to stand out in the sun all day because he'd be burdened to alive before he'd see you coming.
We celebrated a little too here, but here's Michael Connery once again. Oh, great finish.
Sweet.
Beautiful ball once again, and once again it's Tom Close with that beautiful left-footed floating ball right into Michael Conroy. And no mistake, absolutely no mistake, to the back of the net, a beautiful finish. But that number 7 for the Parnells, Tom Close, he's got a lovely left foot on him.
Absolutely.
An injury worry there for James Dordan from Na Fianna in Dublin. But he's up and he's okay. And Paul Higgins with the kick out then for the McBrides. Very well caught there in the middle of the field by Conor Garrity. Lays it off to Owen McCaig. Owen McCaig now in towards Jason Matthews. Mullignacta gives a lovely ball down there towards just trying to see who it is. Oh, it's the Harry lad. Harry gives it back to Owen McCaig. Owen now back to Jason Matthews. Jason slips though, and so did his marker, and the referee says hold on. I think he's going to say the ball was touched on the ground indeed. And Jason, I think in the air to getting up off the ground, he brought the ball with him, clean off the ground, so free out to the Parnells. Over the far side of the field now, Andrew Monaghan starts them going yet again. Oisin Hughes from Armagh, haven't heard a lot out of him in the last 15 or 20 minutes, but here comes Connery again.
Another hat-trick,
what a goal. Oh, jeez, the referee says, no, you pushed your man in the back. That was hard luck.
I think we need to check VAR for that one.
Yeah, we'll have to go to the video referee, whoever that is.
We'll check it with Mary Redmond here. A big call out to Mary again. Another fine job
Absolutely.
today. And her beautiful sister Annie.
But yeah, he might have just had the hand on the shoulder, but very unlucky again. But he's lethal dangerous when he gets the ball in around the square. The McBrides anyway come away with the ball, and TJ Byrne back there helping out his defence. Passes it over and back with Mike Kelly, and eventually the ball comes out to Michael Kelly. Michael back there helping his defence, and eventually the ball comes all the way over to James Dordan. James Dordan now taking on Andrew Monaghan, and Andrew adjudged to pull him down. So James then, the Nafiana man, takes the free quickly out the far side of the field over to number 7 there, Conor Garrity. Conor now gives a lovely ball in, but it's spilled there by Harry Ladd, and out comes Jordan McMahon with it, helping out his defence back there, and done well there to win the ball and win a free for the Parnells. It'll relieve some of the pressure, but it's really intense stuff, Nicky. It's high octane stuff.
And wide open game at this moment.
Yeah, very entertaining.
11 points to 10.
Yeah,
very close.
2-5 to 1-7. 11 points to 10 as the Parnells come looking for more scores, and it's Conor Calvey once again raiding up this side of the field, and he's met there by TJ Byrne, and the referee says, Conor, you overcarried the ball.
Conor Calvey and myself are the same. We're two what they call it, non-drinkers.
I don't know what planet
I'm
you're
in the
living
John
on,
of Gods,
Nicky.
but he's actually never drank in his life. So
Yeah, you're in need as the
I'm reformed.
as the Americans say, you're in need of an intervention, buddy. But Harry Ladd with the ball, with the orange boots, takes it on and goes past 2 men and then over carries it a little bit and loses possession, and the Parnells defence come away with it. And out comes Tom Gillen with the ball. Tom gives it off there to Oisin Hughes. Oisin now with the ball. Oh, Jesus, a late challenge there, and surely Martin is going to pull that back. And just as he was kicking the ball, he got foot blocked. So Martin is going to have a word there, I think, with Owen McCaig, is it? Or is it the number 6?
You would
Martin
think that a
Cole?
leash referee wouldn't be very strict. He'd be letting a lot of play go.
No, I think Martin is deciding to take a heavy hand here. And it was James Dordan, the Nafiana man. And he's going to go into the book of Martin Delaney. And we'll have a free with Michael Conroy from Tyrone, about 35 yards out to the left of the post. So suits a right-footed kicker, but the form that Michael is in, I'm sure he'll have a pot with his left. So then, this is to extend their lead to 2 points. 11 points to 10 at the moment, 2-5 to 1-7. Michael Conroy from Tyrone then, left-footed, high, and it drops in beautifully over the bar. He's got the eye in today, Nicholas.
He sure has.
This Conroy man, he's playing hell inside in that full forward line. And he's a great target man for the Parnells today, that's for sure. Paul Higgins looking for the short one, but the Parnells lads push up, so he'll probably be forced to go long here. Sort of chips it out down on top of Conor Calvey, and it's won there by Conor Garrity, 2 Mayo men, and the ball is taken on by Martin Kerr. Martin, though, judged to be Bergen, and
that was very good to pin him there by the Parnell.
Oisin Hughes gets it in towards Michael Conroy once again, and he's got away from his man. Gets it back onto his left foot, gives it back to Oisin Hughes. Oisin now down on goal, and it's in the back of the net. Another goal for the Parnells. Great goal, and once again Michael Conroy involved. Actually, the two best players I think in this half wasn't
If
involved.
we had a man in the man's trophy, we could give it to Conroy already, I would think.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, he's been excellent, absolutely excellent. But he's calling for attention. Worrying times here for the Parnells boys. They certainly would not want to see this lad going off because he's been man of the match, as Nicky says, for the Parnells. There's no doubt about it. He's put on a really excellent display. It looks like maybe his ankle rolled it maybe or something. So 3-6 to 1-7. 15 points to 10. 5-point lead for the Parnells. They certainly have turned things around, Nicky, in the second half of this first half.
Absolutely. They've taken off Conor McLaughlin, actually. I didn't see who came on. I see him over there on the bench. He's catching crows over there. He's that tall.
Yeah, Colin McLaughlin is off. Yeah, I didn't see him actually coming off, and I'll tell you who went on from his place there in a few minutes. Jordan McMahon, I think. And I think that's the aforementioned Jordan who kicks it as wide as your proverbial gate. And that's nowhere near the post. But anyways, it was worth a try, Jordan. Kick out once again for the McBrides and Paul Higgins, veteran keeper for the McBrides. Wily character. Looking at his options. But once again, the Parnells push up. And ball is kicked out this side of the field, out towards Conor Garrity. Conor now marked by Killian Heaney. Two Mayo men battling away there. Ross Marley gets it. Ross then looks up, looks for help, and gets it in the form of Martin Kerr. Martin now looks across and sees his number 19, another sub, Christy Joyce. Just the writing is brutal. Christy Joyce.
Like your education is brutal.
Gets it. And eventually the ball comes back to the evergreen Michael Kelly. Mike Kelly now with it around the middle of the field here. Gives it off once again to Martin Kerr. And oh jeez, there's a casualty there. The Parnells boys are incensed. They're convinced that there was a fish in there. But the referee says play on. McBrides continue on the attack. Over there the far side of the field. It's James Dorn. James now trying to fight his way in along the end line, and he's making ground here, and he gives it off. Oh, it's a goal! Great finish by Jason Matthews from Mullinyachter. Great finish there, and great work by James Dorn, Nicky, in along the end line. He had an awful lot to do.
He absolutely did, and it was a great finish. Bit of basketball stuff, but
yeah,
it's allowed. It's allowed, right?
It's all allowed. That's what it is. Yeah. Once you're not in the square, you're good. But there's an injury concern. I'm not sure. Is it Rory Gallagher that's down over there? It looks like Rory. And I don't think he's too badly injured. I think it's more maybe winded or something. Martin Delaney goes over. James Staunton is out there as well. I remember when we used to go down, Nicky, on the field to play in my heyday. The only thing that was in the medical bag those days was a big bottle of water.
The only field you were on was you were making hay, I'd say.
Cocks of hay. Hay fields. Anyway, on
we
we
go. You had
go.
hay fever maybe or something.
Here comes the Parnells once again. And it's Michael Byrne from Westmeath gives it off to Tom Gillen. Tom now gives it off to his midfielder Andrew Monaghan from Westmeath. Andrew gives it in looking for Michael Conroy from Tyrone once again. Michael gets it. Two men double tagging him here. And Michael tries to get in between the two of them. And eventually Martin Delaney says you fouled him. The hand was across his chest. And judged to be pulled back. And it's going to be a free in to the Parnells.
John.
3 goals and 6 points to 2 goals and 7. 13 points to 15. 2 points the margin. It's been a great first half, full of very, very high quality scores, some great goals, some very good play, and very entertaining half of football in very chilly conditions here in Gaelic Park in Chicago.
That score on the scoreboard is right, John, is it?
Is there a query? Are we missing a point someplace? We'll check it out for you folks as Martin Delaney brings a close to proceedings for half time, and the scoreboard reads 3-7 to 2-7, but we think we might be missing a score, but we're going to check with the referee and we'll update that very, very shortly. But for now, there's a goal in it, and the Parnells in the lead after a very, very exciting first half of football, Nicky. I thought both teams played very well. Both teams had periods of dominance.
Absolutely, and both teams are still in the game, so it's just a goal. It's evenly spread, so it sets up for a very exciting second half.
Yeah, not the easiest conditions. There's a strong wind blowing as we talked about, sort of across the field, but it was certainly helping the Parnells in that first half. So, but cold conditions, and in fairness, the players are adapting very well.
She wanted to turn the cameras on, but I think we really have faces for radio. Johnny Craven is coming in now.
Oh yeah, the great Johnny Craven.
Johnny, how would you play it? I heard you scored a great goal.
Oh, two of them.
Johnny, I told Johnny this morning he looked like an old 40-year-old fucking cornerback playing junior hurling. He had the belly on him, but in fairness, he showed up and he performed well.
Yeah.
So come on, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny bellies are out of fashion nowadays. It's all the slim look. Yeah, that's slim is good. We were talking, Nicky, about the games earlier today. Of course, from a Galway point of view, disappointing result. But I think, as you said after the game, Galway won't be hugely disappointed. They'll live to fight another day. It was.
Yeah, actually, first of all, the score is right. So we were.
The score is right. So it's 3-7 to 2-7.
Yeah, they won't be very disappointed with Stewart players and just ended up in the corner of the net. It was just very hard thing to stop because the goalkeeper can't see it, and it's just it's kind of potluck shot, but he got it. Fair play to him. I mean,
yeah, and the way it hopped up from, I don't know who kicked it. Was it Mannion that kicked it out? He had no hurdle.
Mannion kicked it, and he should probably, but it's the heat of battle is very hard for us.
Very hard.
I don't think we ever had a hurl in our hand. But I mean, if he kicked it left or something, he kicked it straight at the Kilkenny guy, but that's the way things happen.
The closest thing I had
out of it yet.
The closest thing I had to a hurl in my hand was a soup spoon.
Replays and all that, and they don't seem to care about it. So.
Yeah, it's they seem to be making a bit of a mess of the fixtures in terms of games like that. I mean, a replay would have been a fair result, and it would have been a wonderful day out once again in a week's time or whatever. But they seem to have games in with little or no importance to the result of them, and maybe 3,000 or 4,000 people at them. So I don't know.
Clare definitely didn't deserve to lose today, but the only thing is that they still have another chance, and it would be if they did win today and they got to an All-Ireland final against Kilkenny or against Limerick, it would be very hard to beat a team 3 times. So I think down the road it might be a good result for Clare, because I think if they meet them in the final, I'd say they could overturn them.
Yeah, Tom O'Donnell made a fair point to me the other day. He said it's very hard, for a team like Clare to beat a team like Limerick 3 times to go and win an All-Ireland, and that's probably what they'd have to do if they wanted to win the All-Ireland, or if they went on to win the All-Ireland. So probably not a bad result, I suppose, from Clare. Bitter pill to swallow, but at the same time, probably they'll look back on it and probably won't mind, the loss so much, because I think they'll gain a lot more out of it and they'll improve for it.
You got to give it out to Limerick, in fairness. I wouldn't be their biggest fan by any stretch, but in the second half they did some hurling, and their defence was unbelievable, and you have to hand it to them. They're great champions.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the way that the swarm defence that they have. It's incredible. You're literally, oh Jesus!
I think there's a bomb going off here or something.
Yeah,
hold on.
Al Qaeda or something is after arriving. But it's amazing. Like once a Clare fella gets the ball at all, I mean, literally a split second. If you don't get rid of the ball, or if you're not on the move at pace, there's 3 or 4 of them around you, and it's incredible how fast that they swarm that defence, and it's really effective. So. It's hard to see. I don't know what you think. I know Galway and Kilkenny played well today, and you have Dublin still, in the championship. But outside of the Munster teams, they seem to be playing at really a different level.
They do, but in Limerick today, and I think it should be questioned as well. The Galway Kilkenny game was in Crow Park, which holds 90 something thousand people. Down in Limerick, it was 45,000 people, and it was packed, and the atmosphere was way better.
Yeah,
When the atmosphere is like that, it's you get a better game, you get a better product.
for sure.
I think they should move the Leinster final out of Crow Park, maybe move it to Tullamore or move it to
Yeah,
a smaller stadium to get that atmosphere.
absolutely. I think if that game was in a stadium like Tullamore or Portlaoise, some of those stadiums where you could fill with a certain look of doom and gloom. And fair play to Timmy, he came up with this great caption. He said, I wonder, you had your hand on your chin like this, and your caption read, I wonder is Quinn at my girlfriend Laurie while you were back home in Ireland. Come on, Timmy.
I think we're going to be back in Facebook prison again.
Hats off to Timmy Lawless for that one. That was great. But
I've no answer to that one, but anyway.
Anyway, back to next week's football championship. There's a few key games coming up. Group 3 is really tight, Nicky, with Dublin and Roscommon vying for first place, but Roscommon, of course, have a tough match against Kildare.
Well, Kildare are there and thereabouts, but did they get a draw? They got a draw against Sligo.
They got a draw against Sligo. They got badly beaten against the Dubs, and they have to win, or they have to get a result against us, you'd feel, because you'd imagine Dublin will beat Sligo.
But you're already through, right?
We should be safe. I mean, there are scenarios where
even you couldn't mess this one up.
No, even us, we can't mess this one up. But that's going to be an interesting group. So is Galway's group. Armagh, Galway, Tyrone, all involved. Mayo look like they'll top the table in their group. And then you have a very interesting group, group 4 with Monaghan, Derry. Derry look as if they'll probably win it. But, it's going to be a good battle for the second place in that group. So there's lots to play for next weekend, and it's going to be very interesting.
Well, there'll be no dead rubber games, hopefully. That'll be good.
No, well, we don't go in for rubbers that much anymore anyway. So, anyway, on we go. The ball is thrown up, and away we go in the second half here. And we got confirmation from Merton Delaney that the score is correct, as the scoreboard reads. 3 goals and 7 points to the Parnells, 2 goals and 7 points to the McBrides. And that kick from, after I praising him to high heaven in the first half, Tom Close. Well, I'm afraid,
I don't think Tom he hasn't adjusted to the wind yet.
Jesus Christ, Tom, you didn't get within a NASA's roar. Did it even hit the corner flag, Nicky? To be
just about
sort of a hen's kick that you'd put together. Anyway, ball is kicked out this side of the field, and in it goes there from number 19, Christopher Joyce, or as I was calling him in the first half, Christopher Toyce. Mike Kelly now with it. Mike gets it around for a big man. He's well able to move, and that's a great score from Mike Kelly. Great score. Twinkle Toes Kelly, I'll call him. 2-8 to 3-7.
As you said earlier, he's a big unit, in fairness to him.
By Jez, he is surely.
You're still on that diet, yeah?
I'm on the diet, yeah. Yeah, diet for Quinn. Out it comes here, nicely manoeuvred there by Tom Close, and retains possession, and he's got Oisin Hughes running with him. Oisin now, the blonde head, gets it onto his left foot, not confident though, gives it off to the sharpshooter Michael Conroy. Michael gives it the Gary Owen high up into the air, and over goes Killian Heaney. He's like a tiger after it. But it's fished it away from him, and JP Byrne will marshal that ball out, and it's a line ball to the Parnells. And ball comes out this side of the field, and that's a lovely kick, but it's short, and 2 men end up in the back of the net. No ball, but 2 men. No score for that, unfortunately. This ball then, it's given out. Conor Calvey misses. He gets a present of it from Mike Kelly though. Attack breaks down, and
3.
I did a large 3.
I was driving down the street the other day past McDonald's, and who was inside in the queue? And what did he have was a Big Mac and double fries.
I was getting a 50-calorie salad. A rabbit special. And I'm not talking about James. Yeah, hello to James and Pat Cronin. Pat Cronin should be here today, but he balked on me at the last minute. I'm sure they're watching in Lanigan, so hello to the boys there, and the girls and Caroline behind the bar.
I have to say hello to Pauline Henry. the wife of the great legend Kevin Henry, who passed away recently, but she's turning 90. We have a 90th birthday party at Lanigan's tonight for her, so
Yeah.
this evening at 5 o'clock, if anyone wants to show up.
What a lovely woman.
Absolutely.
And,
A Roscommon woman as well.
Roscommon,
Which is
she's from Ballynaheglish.
probably the best thing that ever came out of Roscommon, in fairness.
Well, no, that wouldn't be hard for her, God bless her. But yeah, she's from Ballynaheglish, the next parish up to me. She's about 3 miles away from my home place at home. And lovely, lovely lady. And she's always been more than friendly. And poor old Kevin, God rest him, when he was alive, he was a woeful character. He used to come in every Tuesday, Nicky, into the bar, have his couple of glashings of Guinness, and he'd always enjoy meeting us and telling us a few old tales about years ago and all the great old stories from the good old days. But great character, and what a wonderful musician he was as well, and touched the lives of
His
many.
name the Piper. He was absolutely a legend.
Yeah, an absolute legend is right. So we're looking forward to meeting Pauline tonight. She's a beautiful lady, and certainly wish her all the best on her 90th birthday. Anyways, on we go. It's free into the Parnells. Tom Close, the judge, to be fouled there by Neil Malloy.
They have number 8. The crow catcher is on again. I see him. He's coming on. I think
Colin is on again. Yeah, they gave him a rest there.
Tom Gillen is taken off. I think.
Tom Gillen came off. Oh, jeez, Tom is stretched out here below us. Looks like a knee problem there with Tom. Hopefully he's okay. He's in awful pain there, and there's blood running out of his knee. But we're waiting for medical attention to come to him, but he's okay anyways. Just a bit of a sore knee, I'd imagine. Number 19 came on for the Parnells, is it? Yeah. For Tom, Colin McGee. Colin is on. So Michael Connery then, after all the furrow settles down with this free on his left, 45 yards out. Oh, Jesus, Michael. Oh, that was... The less said about that, the better. We won't castigate him too much now, because that was about the first thing he done wrong in this game. Quick free taken, and over there Andy McGowan, the Dublin man, has it, and tackled around the neck there by Colin McGee. Straight down to Mike Kelly, high challenge there, and Oisin Hughes given a bit of a tick in there by Martin Delaney.
I think he milked that free a little bit now, did he?
A little bit, looked probably worse than it was, but Martin says be careful or you're going into the lower. So then free down to the McBrides, and it's Christopher Joyce gives it out the far side of the field over to Martin Kerr. Martin now taking on his man, beats him, and gives it in to Mark Lavin. And that's a lovely score from Mark Lavin, the number 14. I think that got it an awkward angle, but made very little out of it, and lovely right-footed shot over the middle of the black spot. 3 goals and 7 points makes 16 points, and 2 goals and 10 makes 16. It's a draw game, Nicky. Very finely balanced.
It's very finely balanced. Anyone's game at this stage.
So then, Tom Scahill, the Mayo man, and yet another Mayo man with the kick out, finds his man. Yeah, calls for the mark there. Michael Byrne from Westmeath gets the mark, takes it short to Oisin Hughes, the Armagh man. Looks a bit like Rian O'Neill, man that was out here with us last year, and that'll be playing next week. Gives it off to Michael Conroy with the platinum blonde head on him, surely being pulled and dragged. Oh, Jesus, Martin. He gave a free against him. Just there was 2 men hanging out of him there. But anyway.
That's what happened when you're reffing from the middle of the field, you know.
Yeah, Martin isn't too fond of leaving the halfway line, no more than myself. But anyway.
I'd say he was at Burger King, or he was probably at Burger King when you were at McDonald's.
I think he was in the queue in front of me. Christopher Joyce. But he gives a lovely ball off to Oisin Hughes. Oisin Hughes now getting more and more into this game in the second half. The Armagh man with a big reputation. Oisin there tackled hard though by the McBride's defence, and eventually there's a push there on Michael Conroy. Once again Michael Conroy involved, and Ross Marley is the man that's deemed to have given a push in the back there and helped Michael on his way to the ground. So it's going to be a free in on the 21, but very awkward angle here, but took one in the first half and scored it, so I don't see any reason why He shouldn't put this one over, even though the wind is against him a little bit and it's going from his left, so it's a little awkward, this kick. But the referee and the umpire said it's good, over the bar. Beautiful score there for Michael Conroy. This fella is really making a name for himself. 3 goals and 8 points to 2 goals and 11, 17-17. We have a draw game. Here come the Parnells once again. Beautiful ball given in to Killian, and Killian then lays it off to the number 7 there, Tom Close. Tom now over towards Jordan McMahon. Jordan fighting for the ball, but won't get the better of the number 15, Niall Malloy. But the Parnells retain possession, and it's Michael Byrne. Michael, the number 2 from Westmeath, he kicks it in. Oh, jeez, cardinal mistake. And into the goalkeeper's hands. Paul Higgins gets a lovely ball out to a centre-back, Martin Kerr. Martin now turns his man, gives a pass off there to Conor Garrity. Conor Garrity, the Mayo man, looks up and sees James Dordan. James Dordan from the Fianna, marked by the other number 7, Tom Close. 2 very able dealers, and that's a lovely ball in, and the centre back Conor Calvey from Mayo deemed to have fouled the McBride's lad, and it's going to be a free into the McBride's, about 40 yards out, maybe 35-40 yards out on the far side of the field. Wind assisted though. This one is very kickable, and I think it's Mark Levin again that's going to step up and kick this. And unfortunately,
Wide as a gate.
She's as wide as a gate, is right, Nicholas?
She's as wide as the one I seen you with leaving last night, Quinn.
The less said about that, the better. Yeah, she'd be put into the rerun ring. So it's a draw game, 17 points apiece, as we enter in towards the final quarter of this very exciting and very evenly balanced encounter. And fed in there by James Dordan. James Dordan in to the number 10. The number 10, Jason Matthews. Once again, that Jason Matthews, as well as Michael Conroy, played in the first half. This lad,
he's a bit of a ginger magician. He's, in fairness to him.
He sure is. He's everything he has touched, he has done something positive with it. Whether he has scored it or set up a score or assisted or something. But playing very, very well. The man from Longford. So then, Michael Byrne calls for the ball. Another Midlands man gets it. Faced by 2 defenders though. Man does very, very well. Manages to get the ball away. And Colin McGee gets it back to his goalkeeper, Tom Scahill. Out the far side, Rory Gallagher gets it. Rory now looks up and sees his number 9, Andrew Monaghan. Andrew gives it back once again to Jordan McMahon. Jordan then back to his goalkeeper. Goalkeeper then looks up. Michael Byrne shows once again for it. Michael now crosses the halfway line. Leaves the ball after him momentarily. Gets it. Regains possession. Gives it inside to Killian Heaney. Killian gives it and goes. Michael Byrne once again crosses the 45 of the McBrides. Looks for help. Gets it in the shape of Colin McGee. Colin McGee back again to the number 15, Jordan McMahon. Jordan then looks up, gives a lovely pass into the corner forward, back to Tom Close. Tom Close, the number 7, gives a good fisted pass out the far side of the field to Colin McGee. Colin McGee to Heaney. Here comes Killian, a lovely turn by him. He's in the back of the net. Great goal by Killian Heaney, the Mayo lad there. What a great score for a light fella. Took on the whole McBride's defence, bet 3 fellas, and flashed a low shot into the corner of the net. A great goal, Nicky.
That was a great goal at a very important time in the game. That puts them, 2 points up now?
That puts them 2-12 is 18, and 4-8 is 20. Yeah, I know, we want to get the abacus out here quick. 20 points to 18. The Parnells in the lead by 2 points, but here comes the McBrides through Mike Kelly. Giving a nice low ball in there towards Levin. And here he comes running across the 21-yard line. Cuts inside. Conor Calvey gets the ball away. Lovely pass there, and it's in the back of the net. Another goal. Oh, jeez, it's raining goals. There was a woman singing about it raining men one time. It's raining goals here.
I don't think
great
she was
finish.
singing about you, in fairness, but...
Oh, great finish there by by the number 6 for the McBrides there, Martin Kerr. Great finish and really well worked goal, and all of a sudden it's a point game once again, and the McBrides up by a point. But by Calvey, JP Byrne gets it, gives a dangerous ball into McGowan. McGowan is crowded out of it though, and Michael Byrne from Westmeath gathers up the ball, and he gives it on to Tom Close. Tom Close now from down gives it to the Armagh man, O'Sheen, on to Conor Calvey. Conor takes his eye off it for a second but gets it back and gives it over the far side of the field there, over towards Stephen O'Connor. Stephen is fouled, I think, and there's going to be a free down to the Parnells, but he decides to go all the way back to Michael Byrne. Michael Byrne now takes the ball across the halfway line, looking to unlock this very sturdy McBride's defence. Ball eventually comes over this side of the field to Tom Close. Tom Close looks up, looks for help, gets it, gives a low pass there to Patrick Brooks. Brooks now off the right foot, and that's the equaliser. That's a great score from the down man, I think. Lovely score there. Good spread of players here, Nicky, today. They're from Dublin, Longford, Westmeath,
seems to be an awful
Mayo.
a lot of Mayo players here, in fairness.
There's a lot of Mayo lads here, yeah.
Not too many Galway at the moment. It's probably earlier in the year, you know.
Yeah, they're probably trying to get their money together for them.
We can't say that
Suitcases.
on
Kick out taken. Long kick out, but it goes no place. Thank you, Annie. Substitute comes off there. Colin McLaughlin gets it back to Michael Conroy, but a lazy bit of a kick there from Michael and goes across to the face of the goals, and it's gone out and it's gone wide. Number 11, O'Sheen Hughes, is off, and I think it's Owen.
Michael Conroy has run out of steam a bit in the second half, is it?
Little bit, it looks like that. Owen Byrne from down is on in his place, and there's Michael Conroy. Oh Jesus, Colin! Colin was almost in on goal there. Maybe this he should have gone for the slider.
They need to brought the post and all with them.
Almost for the Parnells there. Michael Conroy got it on his wrong foot, on his right foot, and he gave a weakish kick across. But if Colin McLaughlin was just another yard or further on, it would have been a tap in. Anyway, great catch in the middle of the field there by Andrew Monaghan. Andrew now gives it back, gets support here from Killian Heaney. Killian with the blonde hair. He's like a ferret. It's down the head and he'll go right across.
Ferret, I'd say.
By Jesse he is. He's gone straight across the far side of the field, looks for help, gets it in the shape of Owen Byrne. Owen Byrne, the substitute, gets it onto his right foot, and unfortunately for Owen, that's gone out to the right and it's gone wide. Chance there for them, but just to the right of the right hand upright and out behind for a wide ball. So very finely balanced then. 3 goals and 12 points. That's 21 points. And 4 goals and 9 points to the
21
Parnells,
points.
which is 21. So it's a draw game. 21 points apiece. But the Parnells are definitely on top now in around the middle of the field. Patrick Brooks, this lad from down, he's made a big difference since he came on, Nicky.
Absolutely, he's definitely helped in the door was banging there. I wasn't watching. Sorry, this is like
what was banging? Oh, the door. Oh,
I think this hut might take off at any stage here with this wind.
Yeah, I think only.
Well, maybe Quinn, the fact that you're here, maybe it's on firm standing.
I'm in it, so the anchor is down. Michael Conroy then, as Pat Cronin it says, stop your fooling. Michael now with this kick. Every kick is important at this stage. Oh, there's an awful tail on that. The wind got a hold of it, and the referee Martin Delaney says I was in line with that, and it looked wide, to be honest with you. So it's a kick out. Out it comes. JP Byrne once again. He's played well, very steady in the defence for the McBrides. Jason Matthews, he's been involved in an awful lot of good things. Back to Ross Marley. Ross gives it right across to Dylan Reynolds. Dylan and unfortunately Jason McMahon waited for the ball there, but the McBride's lad got in front of him and turned it over, and here comes Lavin once again. Mark Lavin now onto his left. looks for support, gets it from James Dordan. James, low shot,
what
a
goal.
bullet.
That is the
A
goal of
bullet.
the year so far.
Oh, a
Absolutely.
bullet. Absolute bullet from James Dordan. Oh, Jesus, did you ever see anything like it? Ronnie Whelan in the Euro 88
Absolutely.
Championships.
Ronaldo wouldn't score a goal like that.
Oh, stop. Jeez, that was a fierce goal altogether. An absolute bullet into the top corner of the net. Great score from the McBrides. And puts it now at 4 goals and 12 points to the McBrides, 4 goals and 9 to the Parnells. The Parnells at 3 points down at a crucial stage, Nicky.
Absolutely. We don't have the time here for some reason. Very unprofessional of us, but it must be very... Mary looks at me. I'm not blaming you, Mary.
Here comes the Parnells, though. Here they come raiding down the centre of the field here. Owen Byrne, the substitute from down, gives it off to Michael. Oh, the right man has it. He goes to give it across. Oh, the goalkeeper, Paul Higgins, has it. And big Colin McLaughlin tackled him, and he's down in a heap on the goal line. Oh, that was a great chance, Nicky, there to
Absolutely.
get
That
a
could
goal
have
back.
been-
A great run by Owen Byrne, the substitute. Raided right through the centre of the McBride's defence. Sort of caught them on the hop and got it to the danger man, but
There's a lovely new fridge here, but there ain't much in it. I don't know what.
yeah, we got it. Yeah, here we go.
On the crash of the can.
Oh, that's a lovely sound, Mary. But yeah, we got
We'll
a
just stay on dry here. We'll
yeah,
just drink water. We're good.
we got a new fridge here, but Gaelic Park have to decorate the countertop yet. But I'm sure we'll have some.
Put a few Guinness 0-0s here now to be
Yeah.
nice and.
I'm sure there'll be something in it for us next week, Nicky. They
Yeah,
figured because it was cold, they probably we didn't need anything. Anyway,
I think there's a kettle we need, not a fridge.
yeah, yeah, kettle we wanted is right. The Tones team down in front of us after their warm up. If I done a warm up like that, I'd have to go to bed for 2 days. But anyway, here comes the McBrides, and it's the number 7 Conor Garrity. And Conor back to Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly now gives it off there to Martin Kerr. Martin Kerr back to Conor Garrity. Back to Kerr, being tackled there by Rory Dwyer. But the McBride's boys come away with it, and Mark Levin had to a figure, but a great goal.
Some lad, I tell you that was a great goal.
Yeah, that could be game, set and match, I think now. 5-13 is 28 points to 21, 7 points the difference, and I think that might have knocked the stuffing out of the Parnells. That was a killer goal there, and you know, both defences have looked vulnerable, but in fairness, the McBrides have really turned the screw late in the second half. And
McBrides are definitely showing intent for this season.
Yeah, Dylan Reynolds then gives it off for my man of the match here, James Dordan. He's been excellent in the second half. Real workhorse, gets it off to JP Byrne. JP Byrne now and James Dordan beside him. James Dordan gets the ball back, chips it with the right foot, and a lovely score once again. Beautiful score by the McBride's team. Worked it from their own full back line all the way down the field. 2 lads just clipping it over and back, and resulting in a lovely score by James Dordan, the
When does
Fianna
the
man.
the transfer market close in the Chicago GA?
I think it's the 1st of July, I'm not sure. I think it's around the end of the month. The transfer market closes, yeah. So,
So there's another few weeks.
there's another few weeks, yeah, when we see teams, there'll be feverish phone calls over and back across the Atlantic. Aer Lingus will be busy, there'll be cattle boats, there'll be everything, all sorts of yokes bringing fellas. Oh, that's dangerous ball in there, but in fairness to Paul Higgins, he dealt with it, got a good fish on it and cleared it out. And the Parnells boys look as if they're bet, I'm afraid.
I think maybe Declan Broderick might need a run there.
Yeah, Mike Kelly clips over, another free for the McBrides, and they stretch their lead now out to 9 points. 5-15, 28 to 20, 30 points to 21. So 9 points difference. Here comes Colin with the ball, gives it off to Michael Byrne. Well blocked down though by the McBride's defence and Dylan Reynolds there, but Colin McLaughlin wins it back. In fairness, done well there. Gets the return pass. Left-footed, dangerous ball across the face of goal, but there's nobody there. Nobody there except Pierce Rutledge, and gets it to Mike Kelly. Mike now, the old head, and gets the ball out to safety, and Jason Matthews over there, and Paul Higgins out off his line, gives it back to Matthews. And finally, Mike Kelly over on the far sideline gets it, and the McBrides work it out very well out of defence. And all of a sudden now, here comes Conor Geraghty. Conor Geraghty in all sorts of space, looks up and sees Harry Ladd, the bookie. He'll be putting up prices on himself, I'm sure. Gets a lovely ball in towards Lavin. Mark Lavin has showed really well and played really well since he came on there about 15 minutes ago. He's given this Parnell's defence a torrid time. Gives a lovely pass in towards Pierce Rutledge. Pierce now but loses it, and the Parnells can come away with it. Rory Gallagher gets it and clears it out to Andrew Monaghan. Andrew Monaghan now looks up, the number 9, and is faced by Christopher Joyce. Takes it, gives it across the field, and here comes the number 16 now, Patrick Brooks from down. Gives it on to Owen Byrne. Owen Byrne now. Owen gets it onto the right foot, clips it nicely high and up and over the bar. The umpire emphatically waving his white flag there. A great sight altogether, so enthusiastic. He's an inspiration to look at him. You'd feel so energized, isn't that the word, Nicky?
That is the word.
Yeah. Paul Higgins kicks the ball out long, and great catch once again in the middle of the field by Conor Geraghty. Conor lays it off to Pierce Rutledge once again, who's been lively since he came on. And this one is kicked in by Mark Lavin, and this time it's gone to the right and it's gone wide. Tom Scahill then with the ball in hand and looking.
McBrides seem to be taking the better team now. They've been showing it for the last 10-15 minutes.
Yeah,
but it's early in the season. I mean, it's not, the Parnells are no way out of it. It's just might be only shadow boxing at the moment. You never know.
No, I think there'll be more to come from both teams for sure, especially the Parnells. But certainly an entertaining game today. Hopefully the second game will be as entertaining between the Tones and the Pierces. So then the Parnells come looking for probably consolation scores at this stage, and it's Michael Byrne over there on the far side of the field, but loses out to a very tenacious Martin Kerr, and of course the phone rings at the wrong time, and the McBride's defence once again snaps shut, and they work the ball out of defence. Mike Kelly, Big Mike then over the far side there, gives a pass over, and Martin Delaney says that's it, boys. So great spectacle in fairness. Very entertaining game, very high scoring game. We have a final score here. The McBrides are victorious by 5 goals and 16 points to the Parnells 4 goals and 10. So very close at half time, Nicky, but as you said,
the second half, yeah,
the McBrides pulled away.
Pulled away. But it's a cold day. It's a very small crowd for a very entertaining game.